Alright, what's up YouTube? Alright, another quick update on this bow. I'm still having the time of my life. It's getting funner and funner, more and more fun, whatever you want to call it. I think it's been a couple of weeks since my last update. I know y'all tired of me hearing me talk about the bow, but shit, turn off the video if you want to hear, because that's what I'm going to talk about. That's what I'm getting ready to talk about, I should say. I'm going to be quick with this. All I want to do, because I had fun and something funny happened today, that's why I call this video my Robin Hood moment. And by the way, for my cooking fans, I swear I'm going to get back to cooking. Last couple of weeks I had my grill on the street making some money, so I ain't had time to cook. I cook during the weekday, but I don't have time to set up the camera and all that stuff. That's usually a weekend thing, and I've been grilling out on the roads. So but it's coming. I'm coming. I promise. Took this out today. I had told you in the last videos how proficient I was starting to get with it. I gotten good at 20 yards. I moved out to 25. Had some technique issues. Moved back to 20. Tried to correct those. Moved back to 25. I've been working out with that. I took last week off, didn't shoot at all. This is the first time. That was the first time I hadn't shot. Typically I've been shooting 100 plus arrows a day. I even shot one day like 500 or 600 arrows or something. That was, I told you about that I think on that last video. But typically, you know, 100 plus at least a day. Had some fun. I'm out shooting today, and now I'm sorry. So I worked up to 25, got right, and finally made my way back to 30. And today I came out to work on my sight. So I've been cheating my way at 30, working with the sight that was under my 20-yard pin, which hadn't been adjusted, but it was obviously too long for 20 yards, not long enough for 30. So I had been shooting at 25 using that. It was working pretty good. Moved to 30, was still using that and was just holding high. And then I came out today to actually spend the time to adjust the pin and get it where it's supposed to be. And in doing that, I had my best group that I've ever had. 10 arrows. It was a 10-shot group. 10 arrows in the yellow. And here's a picture of it. Alright, so you see that? That was so exciting for me. That's 31 yards exactly. I used a laser rangefinder to come up with that. 31 yards, all 10 in the yellow. To be fair, and that's a 6-inch yellow square, circle rather. The ring inside is 3 inches and the innermost ring is 2 inches in diameter. So the yellow circle itself, the outside ring is 6 inches. To be fair, if this was some competition or somebody was betting me, they would have to bring in somebody else to make the final decision. 2 of those arrows were right on the black line. Obviously the black line counts as being in the circle, but because it might not show in this picture, I'm sure it didn't in the pictures that I took, this target has been shot to death. So that fabric, that canvas that's on top of it, on the surface, is really beat up when you get up close. The lines have been shot to death. I'm pretty sure both of those were on that black line. I'm not trying to cheat. I'm pretty sure they were both on that black line. If I wasn't the shooter, if I was somebody who's betting money against the shooter, he couldn't get all 10 in that circle, I would say I'm pretty sure they weren't quite on the black line, right? So that's how that went. So I'm pretty sure they were, though. I think it was 10 in. And if it wasn't 10 in, it was 8 in for sure, and 2 so close to the black line that you couldn't know for sure one way or the other. My Robin Hood moment, I'm gonna let you go. I was shooting, I was on arrow number 4. I felt good about the first 3. This wasn't that group, by the way, this was a different group. My 4th arrow, and you know, usually I can see the arrow in the air while it's flying. When it hits the target, I can't see it anymore. But I can see the shadow from it. The sun is right over here, so that's how I know where I'm at. Where the arrow's at. And the 4th arrow, I felt good about it when I released it. I heard a clank or something, like it wasn't it hitting the target, it was almost like it hit something metal or I don't know, something hard right about the time it should have been hitting the target. And then it was, you know, it never, no shadow ever showed up. It never hit the target. So I figured maybe I had, you know, the target on the very corner where it's tied down has like little metal rings. So I figured maybe I scraped that and it flew off into the woods or something. So I got up and walked down to see what was going on. I get down there, and the arrow is about maybe an inch or 2 directly above another arrow. And that's why I didn't get a shadow, because it was that one shadow coming from the 2 of them. And the other arrow that it was above was this arrow. And if you look very closely at the back of that knock, I didn't notice this until I went to shoot my next round. I kept knocking this arrow, and it kept falling off the string, and I was seeing what's going on. But if you look right there, you can see I shot that arrow right in the knock. And that was the clank I heard, and that's why the arrow that hit it ended up right above it. It knocked it, must have deflected it straight up. So that's my Robin Hood moment. To all you haters out there who are going to start telling me I didn't try to do it and I didn't really split the arrow and all of that, I know that shit. I'm not suggesting I tried to do it. I'm suggesting I hit the back of the damn arrow and that shit's cool. All right. It just so happens I was aiming for the bullseye with both arrows, and I was in the yellow with both arrows, and I was obviously consistent because I put them both in the exact same space. So I'm gonna take that. Call me Robin Hood, and I'll see you next time. Peace.